Hey guys, what's up? Ron Newcomb here. I'm going to be going over log lines. Now, log lines is, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. It's the first thing in bringing your story to life. A lot of people have ideas. Making a log line allows you to go from the idea to actually have something worth turning into a film. Now, what's the difference between a log line and a tagline? Well, a log line is a one or occasionally a two-sentence description that boils the script down to its essential dramatic narrative in as succinct a manner as possible. So nice and tight. And a tagline is a piece of marketing copy designed to go on posters to sell the film. I love this one from Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream. That's a nice tagline, right? You can see it on the poster. You get a good visual depiction, you know, the genre. Very cool tagline. Now, a log line is the DNA of your script. You can't make the log line work. It's probably because the story in your script doesn't work. This is why some people suggest writing a log line for your idea even before you embark on the script writing process. I see that as a really good thing because it forces you to narrow down what as this is saying, the basis of your story is. It should tell me your genre and potentially even kind of your budget range. Are we talking like a super micro low budget film or a mega studio blockbuster? A log line must follow or must have the following. Must have your protagonist, their goal, and the antagonistic or the antagonist force. So that could be man versus nature, man versus man, man versus himself, all these things that we learned in Psych 101. Don't use a character name in log lines. So it has no intrinsic information, and so is a useless word. Instead, tell us something about the character, right? A sous chef or an ex-superhero. Use an adjective, underline adjective there, to give a little depth to the character. This is your chance to show some character. Be aware of cliche, though, and also of the power of irony. It's helpful if the characteristic you describe will have something to do with the plot. So a mute sous chef or an alcoholic ex-superhero. Clearly and quickly present the protagonist's main goal. Make sure that the goal is present early in the script. If you don't make good on your log line's promise early enough, the rest of the script won't get read. A mute sous chef wants to win the position of head chef at her boss's new restaurant. An alcoholic ex-superhero searches for his daughter. Describe the antagonist. The antagonist should be described in a similar but preferably shorter manner than the hero. If the hero faces a more general antagonistic force, then make it clear that they are battling something, not just life's bumps and buffets. A mute sous chef must fight off an ambitious rival to win the position of head chef at her boss's new restaurant. An alcoholic ex-superhero searches for his daughter after she is kidnapped by his dementing, jealous former sidekick. Make sure your protagonist is proactive. A good log line will show the action of the story. If you can, include the stakes and or a ticking time bomb. This is, of course, a plot device to drive it forward. These are very useful narrative devices that add urgency to your script. If they fit in easily, include them in your log line. Setup. Some scripts operate in a world with different rules to our own and require a brief setup to explain them. Like I do a lot of fantasy, right? So what are some of the parameters there? Now, about the ending, do not reveal the script's super cool twist ending. This all changes when you get to writing your treatment and even your synopsis. Don't tell the story, sell the story. There's a little phrase, sell the sizzle. That's what we're really doing with the log line. Create a desire to see the script as well as telling them what's in it. Now, log lines are a tricky thing. You're trying to distill it down to distilling 120 pages of your script all the way down into one sentence. But remember, a good log line is crucial to selling your script in a covering letter or in a pitch. It is vital that you develop a good log line for your magnum opus, something with sizzle and pop, but also, crucially, something that tells the audience what the script is about. So this is my film, The Fellowship: Rise of the Gamers. You'll really want to flesh the story out, but at first you must be able to offer a log line for the film. The boiled down sentence that tells your story, who the hero is, who the villain or what the villain or the obstacles are, and what is the goal or the unique end goal for your film. So here's an example of The Fellowship: Rise of the Gamers, or AKA Rise of the Fellowship. During their quest to become Lord of the Ring video game champs, a group of geeks become a true fellowship and learns that there's a little bit of hero or a little bit of geek and hero in all of us. So it has the obstacle, right? They're going to go on a quest. It has the goal. They're trying to be video game champs. It has our heroes, a group of geeks, and that brings forth a nice little tight log line. On the verge of, having to break it down into 2 sentences, but we got it in there. So you can see that some geeky heroes are going to go on a quest that will bind them together as a fellowship, allowing them to learn an individual lesson while competing to be Lord of the Ring gaming champs. Just by the way it's written, you can guess what genre this will fall in, and it's not a horror. So you can still go check that film out, fellowshipmovie.com. So here's your homework. Find 3 log lines of your favorite films and write them down. And then write out your log line for one of your stories. Post them on the Indie Coach Tribe closed Facebook group. Post yours and then go find someone else's and offer peer critique on that. All right, guys, let's get at it. This is the first step into developing our stories.